Hey guys, GJ Sarge here. Wanted to go ahead and discuss with you the 5 step growth approach that we utilize when building a coaching business, an online coaching business, no matter what the industry, no matter what the niche. These 5 steps make it very simple, very easy if you're following them in terms of the mindset and understanding of how we grow effectively. So, what I want to do, I want to break these down one at a time so that we can discuss them together and make sure that you really understand. So, what it all comes down to in the beginning, when you are talking about, hey, I'm a coach in this industry, it comes down to your offer, right? Your value proposition and what you're actually giving your clients, guaranteed outcomes, the value that you're creating and offering, etc. Let me zoom in a little bit here. That's what it comes down to. Okay. That's where it starts. The number one way you're going to stand out, the number one objective of creating an offer is to build an offer so compelling, so awesome that people feel stupid saying no. That's the whole point, because when you do that, it makes everything else easier. So that's where it starts. That's our 5 step growth approach. Number one, building an incredible, call it a grand slam offer. Most of the time when you think about coaching businesses or a business in general, commodities out there, most businesses commoditize themselves because they're bland. Their offers are bland. It's just like every other, offer on the street. Like think about this. If your vehicle needs gas, you can get gas at any gas station, right? The only time you go to a certain gas station is if you have fuel perks or there's some insane discount, Costco, Sam's Club, whatever it may be. Okay. The problem with your coaching business is you don't want people to come to you just because of a discount, because that is a race to the bottom. That, as a business model, typically does not work well. It works for Walmart and no one else. It will not work for you if you just want to undercut everyone else out there, because then eventually, like I said, you're in a race to the bottom and everyone's going to keep dropping down and down. And hey, we'll save you 500. We'll save you another 500. We'll save you even more. And then before you know it, you're charging nothing and wasting all your time. So what we want to do is flip it. You want to make sure you're standing out for all the good reasons, and we'll dive more into that. So next, we have leads, right? The lifeblood of a business is the leads it has coming in. If you don't have consistent leads coming in, dare I say, you don't really have a business. You definitely don't have a thriving business. You definitely don't have a growing business. I know that many times people are focused on like, hey, I have referrals and it works well for me. Like, that's great. Referrals are fantastic. You obviously want referrals coming in. There are different things you can do to grow more and more referrals. But when we're talking about building a coaching business, you want to build to 6, 7 figures from scratch without a huge following. The way to do that is to control the leads that are coming in. So the proven way, we bring in hungry potential clients who would be excited to work with you. That's what we want to focus on there. Once we have your offer in place, we created the offer, then we want to focus on that leads strategy. We'll dive more into that, but there are different ways to go about it, right? Many people swear by organic strategies. They just want to have reels and TikToks that go viral. The problem with that is, and you can do that, right? There's definitely a needed aspect or a need for organic posts and content. They build trust even with leads you already have, right? YouTube videos, TikToks, reels, all that. They build trust. So that's great. But the problem is, if Instagram, for example, if Meta is changing the algorithm and now they want you to pay $350, $400 a month just for your videos to be seen, it may not be viable because they're always in control of that, right? But what we like to focus on is paid ads. We'll get into that more, but with paid social media ads, you can actually start with very low budget, increase it over time. But once you have, and you can even use our ad templates and copy and images and all that stuff. Once you have that in place, you know strategically how many leads are coming in every single day, right? And that is phenomenal. All right. So then from there, once we have leads coming in, we want to start conversations. That's the next step. So the conversations that we're starting, the best way to build trust with potential clients, and we do this multiple ways as well. So we're talking about auto DMs in the different platforms that we use. School, for example, text messages, we automate texting people once they become a lead, once they reach out, once they, if a community, if we're using School, which is our preferred or go-to, if we're using School, then we actually automate that with our CRM as well. So they're getting text, they're getting email, then they're getting the DM as well. The goal with that then is to book onboarding calls with people that are hungry and serious. We can, from that point filter, we treat it as a sales call where we can place them in, maybe it's a paid mentorship group. Maybe it would then be booking second call to talk about, a one-on-one or high ticket option as well. So we want to have those conversations. It builds trust, lets people know that you are real. Okay. And then from there, sales as well. Okay. So we focus on building monthly recurring revenue along with high ticket sales to create the best of both worlds, as I stated. So one of the things that you'll look at, and we're going to talk about it, the old ways that many people have built coaching companies versus our hybrid approach. We want to make sales. And at the same time, we want cash infusion with high ticket as well as monthly recurring revenue for the sake of stability. But that would be the next step. And then from there, we look at fulfillment. So the best way to provide your programs and resources to help clients succeed. So it's not just about the sale. It's also about providing what you said you would. That is how you win. And then from that, if you're doing this right and you're helping people get results and you're providing a great experience, and we talk about leads, and you'll actually get more and more referrals with that as well. When you're making sales, you can even ask, we'll talk about this, if there's anyone else, like who else would you know that we could help? Okay. So that is our 5-step approach. Makes growing a coaching business very, very simple. Again, it starts with a great offer. Once you have a great offer, then you want a solid strategy that will get you leads like clockwork. Okay. Because most people, again, 88% of coaches do not make 6 figures. We're talking about 6 to 7 figures. This is the strategy that's going to get you there. Once you have those leads, you want to have conversations. Once you have the conversations, you're going to make sales. And once you're making sales, you need to deliver, right? Fulfill that promise.